on the front end of this thing about these here Tennessee Titans, man. Some of the things that, like I said, they're doing well, man, and what they struggle with. So y'all hit that like button on the front of this thing, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so just yet. But a couple of strengths, man, when I'm looking at this team. Number one, I look at Derrick Henry, and obviously we know him as the player. It's like, oh, as big as Derrick Henry, right? But I just think of like the effect that he has on the game. Their offense goes because of him. Will Levis's success, 90% him. I look at DeAndre Hopkins as doing the other part. But no, in all seriousness though, man, Levis did do some stuff. But to me, Derrick Henry is what makes it work. And why is that? Because you want to have, when you got a DeAndre Hopkins type out there, you want to typically have an extra help over there, right? Safety on top, man, stand this too high show. We talk about why scoring in the league is down, right? Teams are saying we'll play too high shows and make you do underneath stuff. Problem is, versus the Titans, you can't do that because Derrick Henry, he runs the ball too well still at this stage versus nickel or dime package personnel groupings. So with that, it forces you at times to play certain coverages. And last week for the Falcons, part of why they struggled, they kept bringing that extra defender down into the box, leaving dudes isolated on the outside.
Yeah.
D-Hop caught the first bomb, and literally it's one-on-one Terrell. Now, I personally feel like A.J. Terrell kind of let up at the end.
He was trying to get a flag.
But he was. And I'm like, because that throw was late. It's inside. It hung. That should have been picked. But the problem is, Terrell, whether he was trying to sell the flag or if he just quit on the play, you ultimately allow him to get back to your leverage side, catch a nice touchdown, and ultimately walk into the end zone. But that is predicated because of Derrick Henry. You're not going to have two safeties back there because you can't consistently stop the run versus him. So that's the Derrick Henry effect. And then obviously, if you miss the tackle versus him, he taking it 90. Next part, Jeffrey Simmons. They pass rush as a whole is not crazy. It's nothing scary. Jeffrey Simmons, though, we know they've been talking about putting him in front of Cam Hayward now for the past 4-5 years, it seems like. Every time they talk D linemen, every time they talk interior D tackles, they say, oh man, Jeffrey Simmons, he's up there with Aaron Donald. He's the next guy up. He's playing extremely well, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. He is the one that we got to have our antennas up for at the front. And obviously he gets the matchup of our interior offensive line, which hasn't been the best right now. Run game and pass game.
We did all right against Aaron Donald.
We definitely did.
Whenever we key in on a guy on that interior, we've been doing all right.
Yeah, so
some of these edge rushers we're struggling with.
Which is kind of crazy.
They're moving them all around the place, having them sometimes rush on the inside. And I think confusing our guys.
Yeah. But no, Jeffrey Simmons is definitely one of them dudes, though, that we're going to have to be worried about. And to piggyback on what you just brought up in terms of some of, what we struggle with at times is the movement. Even when they're not just four-man rushing with Jeffrey Simmons, they're using their blitz packages, and that's when you have to worry about what you were just bringing up, too, in terms of them crossing and stuff like that, and our offense line getting confused, which unfortunately has happened a little bit too frequently this year, man. After that, man, you got D-Hop, though. D-Hop is just being super quarterback-friendly. The bomb he caught, super quarterback friendly, essentially big boy and A.J. Terrell. Terrell's in position. He literally just like, yo, get out my way. And like I said, big boys him. And I think that might be why Terrell tried to sell it. But it's like, bro, you either going to make the play or you going to hope for this call. Go make the play, bro. Even the slant pass that he caught for the touchdown, if you're being real, man, the ball's behind. But shout out D-Hop, man. Strong hands. Goes grab that thing. Beautiful. That's D-Hop. Him playing like that, you got to respect it. You can't treat it like it's Odell. You got to actually be like, all right, man, you just scored 3 touchdowns on 4 catches. Yeah. It's like, all right, you look real. And then I think like the last thing for me, man, is just their identity as a whole, right? They look like Vrabel. That gutter, physical, we going to do all the little stuff to get up out this stadium type vibe, like not in a disrespectful way, like in a good way. But like I said, for me, man, those are things that I look at just my perspective of, I think these are strengths they have right now, man.
Absolutely. I would put Derrick Henry on my list as well. He's damn good. Not what he was maybe 2-3 years ago, but he's still Derrick Henry. Like, he's still probably going to get, 1,200-1,300 yards, a big part of this Titans offense. And the weird thing about it to me, though, is I respect him. I have him on this list as one of their strengths, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fearing him because the 2 times we've went up against him, we've done a really good job. I don't think he's the type of running back we struggle with. It's more of the Travis Etienne that we witnessed last week. It's
Very
more
true.
of the Christian McCaffrey that we saw in week 1. Dudes that can get in space, have a little bit of that speed. They can also catch out the backfield. Because I even look back on that Etienne game. He didn't start really doing much on the ground until the second half.
Mm-hmm.
It was consistently what he was doing in the screen and passing game that was killing us. And we know that's not Derrick Henry's claim to fame. Stop him, though, because he is. He is the guy that this Tennessee Titans offense runs through. Stop him, and then you got a really good chance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing, first strength. You mentioned DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, he's good. He's basically all they have at receiver, to be honest.
Yeah.
So stop him. Stop him and Derrick Henry. We got this thing locked up. Our defense is going to look phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because after Hopkins, they got Treylon Burks, who they still haven't been able to figure out after they drafted him in the first round. Nick Westbrook, whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce the second part of his last name. He's only got like 200 yards this year. And then, I mean, if you just look at the stat lines from last week, because here's the problem with this Tennessee team right now and trying to break it all down, is we're going to be going up against Levis, and Levis's only game was last week. So how do you really judge the Titans offense as a whole, or know what you're going to be expecting in this game when you're looking on past stuff with Tannehill? And even they had Willison for a couple of those games in the past.
Even last game he did a couple of them gadget plays.
Yeah. So just based off last week's game, Levis's first start, it was literally only DeAndre Hopkins, and like you said, it was only on 4 catches, 4 big catches where he's either running wide open or it's the whole AJ Terrell thing where he lets up on it. Outside of that, these other receivers aren't doing anything. Yeah, Treylon Burks, that was his first game back. He was a goose egg. I think there was only like 20 yards max for the second leading receiver on their team. So, yeah, it's DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry. Those are the only 2 guys that scare me on their offense.
Got to stop the run. Absolutely, though.
And then I'm with you for my third one. I'm just going to say Mike Vrabel. I think he's a good coach. He's Tomlin-esque. He's Jim Harbaugh-esque. Yeah. In that, your team could have injuries. Your team could not be as talented at times as opposing teams. He's just going to get you ready. He'll get you ready. Games are going to be close for the most part. And when it's all said and done, the last 2-3 weeks of the season, Titans will somehow be in the mix for the playoffs. Not saying that they're going to make it in or anything, but they'll have some record around 500. That's just what Mike Vrabel does.
I would agree. I definitely would agree, man.
So those are my 3 strengths.
Respect.
And I'm with you. You mentioned Simmons. I would say their D-line. Yeah. Their D-line has been...
Because their defense is weird, bro.
For the most part, has been stout in the running game, but then the last couple games, they've been able to give some stuff up. But, yeah, they have a stout D-line. They can get some pressure on the quarterback, and it starts with Jeffrey Simmons on the inside. But, Harold Landry's not bad either. I don't think their secondary is that good.
Like I said,
but their defense
players. Like, Arden Key is a talented player, but, like, he's not going to make either one of us stay up at night like, how are we going to block this dude? Yeah.
No, I think their defense starts with up front. If they get the pressure, that's what's going to make their secondary look better. Almost like us. Yeah. But we just have better talent across the board on defense.
That's it, yeah. Yep, we're on the same page with it. Absolutely, man. Now transitioning, though, to some of their weaknesses, man. Some of the Titans' weaknesses. Number 1, their offensive line's pass protection. I think that it can definitely be had. First off, I mean, my dog over there, Chris Hubb, man. Shout out to Hubbard, former Pittsburgh Steeler. Whether it's him or Nicholas Petit Frere, I'm just like, I like it versus either one of them cats, man.
They got Dillard on the other side.
You know what I mean? Like, we're very familiar with that. It's like, we like this matchup a lot in terms of the front from personal experience.
Yeah, Levis got hit like 11 times last week.
And let's be real, Atlanta's pass rush is nowhere near our pass rush.
No, they don't have prime Bud Dupree anymore.
Come on, bro.
But I think he got a sack last week.
Yeah, he got a sack, though. Yeah. But that's my thing. I'm like, man, that offense line in the pass pro, that's the great equalizer, bro. That's the one for us this week, man. But that's the first thing that jumps off the page to me. The next thing, as a whole, their pass rush minus just Jeffrey Simmons, because like I said, he's the one-on-one guy. He's the guy that you got to fear the most. The rest of it, it's literally you just got to communicate, man. Now, granted, part of our issue offensively up front has been the communication. But this is one of the ones where it's like, yo, if we're just on the same page, they aren't hard to block. You just can't let them run free because you're confusing it. You see what I mean? And those are certain things, and offensive line wise, they know certain things that you could do to ultimately dumb it down so you don't have as much confusion, but it's not optimal in terms of some of the matchups it creates. But there are multiple things that we can do, and we obviously know if they wanted to, not saying that they would, but if they wanted to, they could even change some personnel. You still have a Broderick Jones available to you. If they ever want to put him out there, you get that chance too. You know what I mean? So it's like you got a couple of options in the bank, but as a whole, this pass rush should not do what we have seen happen to us at times. Now, Jeffrey Simmons is good. He's the one you got to worry about. But as a whole, we should be able to handle this. And then lastly, man, I think their secondary, you can get after it. Now, they got good players, but it almost reminds me of last week. I don't want to call it the Hope secondary because we obviously saw how that turned out. But as a whole,
they got lucky. Kenny got hurt. That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough there. Because as a whole, I'm like, I look at this secondary the same way I looked at last week's secondary. I'm like, yo, you got some good people over there. I like Elijah Molden. Obviously, I know Terrell Edmonds. He's their dime corner. He's the fourth guy that comes in. Like I said, got some cool pieces, but no. They not like that on that back end, man. Like Sean Murphy-Bunting, good player. Deke, if I was saying, man, George Pickens, I go against Sean Murphy-Bunting, how you feeling about that?
You're completely fine.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Deke. He got to go versus Christian Folk.
Yeah, like he'd be a good CB2 or CB3 on any given team for the most part.
Yeah, but that's the difference. They don't have the alpha right now. And then when you move on from Kevin Byard, who to me is one of them top tier safeties in this league, ball hawking safeties, now you've created another void. So to me, I do feel like we should be able to take advantage of their secondary, man, from a passing perspective. So like I said, those are the things that I looked at as weaknesses for them, though, man.
With all due respect,
here it is.
The team pretty much sucks outside of Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins on offense. That's a weakness.
I knew he was going to. I know it.
Like you said, their O-line's not that good.
I was trying to be respectful, bro. You see how I was over here trying to be as respectful as I could be, bro.
TJ and Highsmith should tee off against these guys, and Cam Hayward comes back.
Hey, look.
Him, Ogunjobi, Benton on the inside.
Is it bad?
I don't really see any issues
Is
here.
it bad, Hub, my dog? I'm like, I don't want Hub out there because I don't want Hub to get – I don't want that on his tape. But I feel like they're going to have Hub out there and it's going to get on his tape because he got to block TJ. We're very familiar with Hub, bro. Love Hub. Very familiar with him, though, man.
You know, we're probably going to do this game because of Derrick Henry. I think we're going to rover TJ or Highsmith a little bit on the inside.
Well, that's what we've done before. We've done that before, especially versus the run. Now, I wonder how much we'll have to, though, because we haven't had a Landon Roberts either.
Right. These are the best linebackers we've had in the last, 3-4 years.
Because I'm like, part of that Bud Dupree, that TJ Watt walking around rovering and, denting the line was because we didn't have the LBs that were going to be coming downhill like that. So we essentially had to create a blitz.
Yeah.
Create a blitz and then say, LBs, y'all essentially react off of wherever he hits it at. Hopefully we don't have to do that now because, like I said, I feel like our LBs now more legitimate, more consistent.
They have Okonkwo as their tight end one.
Yeah. Good player, but
I already mentioned the receivers outside DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't it.
Yep.
And their line. We should have no problems. And then defense, we already mentioned it. Like their secondary can be had. Not really worried about it.
And it looks like I just checked out their update. Hub has been ruled out. So it probably would definitely.
No, is that official?
Yeah,
I probably could have told you that because I saw that 5 minutes ago. Probably should have said something.
Oh, what?
I just didn't know if you knew something I didn't.
Oh no, I just ain't updated yet. That's all. Yeah, all good. Yeah,
that's my fault.
Hey, no, think about it, bro. So for no, you're good. So for context purposes, also for this week, right? I know Kenny said he's gonna play and everything. All these injury reports are estimations. Nobody has actually practiced this week to give you context. For Tennessee and for Steelers, it's walkthroughs and they estimate who's available, who's not available. So earlier today, he was listed as questionable. Actually, it was at 2:00 he was listed as questionable. So yeah. All good on that. But glad that he's ruled out there. So now my dog ain't gonna have this on his tape. Even better.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and D-Hop is still listed as questionable now. So yeah.
He's gonna play.
What we gonna find out? They say Kenny gonna play too. But I also
I
want to
hope
know,
D-Hop
what does that
misses.
mean, though? Like, are you playing the full game or are you just starting it?
D-Hop.
Both. Anybody that's listed as questionable coming to this game, man, you got to have legitimate questions about, because you've never saw them practice.
Is
this
Kenny
week.
officially listed as questionable?
I don't know. Kenny said he's playing. We
He
just
said
going off
he's
of what
playing.
he said.
Tomlin said game time decision.
Yeah, we just going off of what he said.
He's good to go.
Okay. But like I said, this is what he said, man.
Last thing I'll say for the weaknesses, Will Levis.
Ooh.
Congratulations. You had 4 touchdowns last week.
Uh-oh.
Do it again.
Uh-oh.
Or not even do that. Just have success this week.
Uh-oh.
How many times have you mentioned it's hard to play in the NFL?
Uh-oh.
It's hard to keep it consistent. And we know Tomlin has a pretty damn good record against rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And this is at home, and this is a night game.
Mm-hmm.
So all those factors are not in Will
Is it a
Levis's
color
favor.
rush game or is this a salute the service game? What's the theme this week?
I haven't seen anything on Keller Rush.
Yeah.
It should be a Keller Rush game. This
Usually
feels
it's
like
Thursday,
one.
right?
Maybe it's just because we wore the Keller Rush against the Titans on Thursday. What was it, 5-6 years ago?
No, but usually on Thursdays, that's been like our theme right now, right?
We've done it.
Thursdays are the prime times.
Well, we did it last year. I think it was only the Bengals game at home.
What day was that, though?
It was Sunday.
Sunday? Okay.
It was like a 4 o'clock game. I think it was in November. Usually we do Keller Rush at least 2 times a year.
That's fine.
We were slacking last
Yeah.
year. Only one.
What's up with that?
We did the 70s throwbacks for the Franco game.
So that might have been part of it then.
Yeah. But yeah, Levis. All right. It was a cute little stat line you put up last week.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. We ain't tripping.
But you have a lot of inexperience.
Yeah.
And I think there is a reason. I think it's a stupid reason. Don't get me wrong. I think there is a reason that Vrabel has been talking about Tannehill still being their starter if he was healthy.
Okay, because I have been picking up some of that. I don't know. What's your theory on it?
I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think you saw Levis just throw 4 touchdowns. You stick with him. He's the guy you drafted almost with a first-round pick, early in the second round. Just stick with him, dude. I don't think Tannehill is that good to begin with, but he's having a worse season than even, like, Tannehill standards. Like 6 interceptions, something like that. Just roll with Levis.
Okay.
A theory could be is Vrabel, player in the league. Almost like Tom. I don't know Tom was not a player, but the whole Tom theory of don't lose a job due to injury.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll give some leeway to the vets coming back
and
when they get healthy.
Is one game is one game worth more than what we've already seen throughout you being here?
To me, yeah, in that situation, but probably not the variable. Just go with Levis.
Oh yeah. That's because as a team, I'm like, bro, I ain't following that, man. If that's how quick we moving it on, man, yeah.